So on day 2 of camp, the Baltimore Ravens took the field for their first practice in preparation for the 2025 season. And we could not be more excited as to what is going on at the Under Armour Performance Center. And from all the reports, the Baltimore Ravens looked good on the field. Lamar Jackson was out there doing his thing. We did have a bit of a scare though, because Zay Flowers went down with an ankle injury, but he returned and they said that he looked good. He also had a long receiving touchdown. Jaire Alexander has proven that this may have been one of the best additions for the Baltimore Ravens during the offseason. Jaire broke up a couple of passes. He brought the energy. He brought the excitement. I think that he may be the missing piece that the Baltimore Ravens have not had on defense in a long time to hype these guys up. We have guys on the team that love to give passionate speeches. Then we have other guys that show up with their play. But I think that the attitude, the aura, everything that Jaire Alexander brings to the building is going to help this defense perform even better, especially during last season with all the Ravens went through with their cornerback position being ranked 31st in the league in pass defense. I think Jaire Alexander brings that experience. He brings #1 cornerback potential if he can just stay healthy. And even Roquan Smith said himself, this could be the best defense that he's ever been a part of.
This is probably the most talented defense that I've been on. So I'm excited about the opportunity to get out here with these guys and go to work.
And to think he's been a part of some really good defenses. They had a good defense in Chicago. In 2023, the Baltimore Ravens were ranked #1 in the league. For this to be the best defense for him to be a part of, to me, that just heightens the expectations of what the Baltimore Ravens are going to do this season. And with all that being said, we need to hold this defense accountable, especially during the playoffs, if this is the best defense that Roquan has been a part of. But all in all, the practice was good, especially for a first one. No major injuries to report. I think Jake Hummel had a hand injury, and he's going to be out for the next week at least. Just a precautionary measure. But other than that, nothing really out of the way. When it comes to the kicking competition, Tyler Loop went 6 for 6, and John Hoyland went 4 for 5. So they're having a strong start to the training camp. I know that the kicking situation, there has been a little bit of tension. What are the Ravens going to do? This is the first season that the Ravens are going to be without Justin Tucker since the 2011 season. But there has been speculation that they may be leaving the door open for Tucker to return. I don't know how true that is. Depending upon how the kicking situation goes at the beginning of the season, I don't know. But there may be the door. It's cracked slightly. It's a little bit ajar, just in case they may need to bring him back to bring in somebody that they feel is a little bit more reliable. So on paper, the Baltimore Ravens have everything that they need to make a run at the Super Bowl. But there is one thing that sticks in the craw of Coach John Harbaugh that he's tired of, he doesn't like, something that he thinks is not really a big deal, and it's much to do about nothing. He's tired of hearing it. He's tired of the rhetoric, and it's just something that he personally does not like. That one thing, that one phrase is Super Bowl or bust.
You know, all this garbage about do or die, or about more about like bust, Super Bowl or bust, all that kind of stuff. It's just so phony. I mean, anybody that says something like that has never actually accomplished anything, because they understand it's about process and it's about who you become. You want to win a championship, you got to become a champion. You got to be a champion. You got to do the things that champions do. And then you go in there and fight and you let the chips fly and see if you can win it. And that's what we've been doing. Our guys have been doing that at a championship level. We haven't won the championship yet, okay? Is that going to be in our future? Who knows?
I myself have used it quite frequently in the past, because to me, it is Super Bowl or bust. Yes, you can have a winning season. You can be successful during the regular season. But when I think about this, what I think about is having one of the most talented teams in the NFL year in and year out. Herm Edwards said it best.
You play to win the game. Hello? You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports.
This is the ultimate goal of each and every NFL team, to win a championship, to be the last team standing. So yes, it is Super Bowl or bust. So yes, you make incremental improvements each and every season to put yourself in a better position to go win that championship. It doesn't always happen. We understand that. There are a lot of times in a lot of different sports where the best team does not win the title. But when you have had one of the best teams, one of the best rosters, one of the best players, if not the best in the NFL, there is an expectation that is put upon you that you're supposed to do something. And a lot of people aren't even talking about winning the Super Bowl. They're talking about just getting there, especially when you've had the best record in the league twice. You've had a top defense twice. You've had a 2-time MVP, and in all actuality, should have won a third last season. When you had all these components and you are a Super Bowl winning head coach yourself, there is an expectation for you to go out there and win a championship. But of course, when you have not had the same success that you've had in the past, of course you don't want to hear these narratives. Of course it's, oh, here we go again. I can't stand this, because there are intricacies in between that you want to focus on. But the reality is, since the Super Bowl season in 2012, the Baltimore Ravens have a 4-7 playoff record. For a team that is this good, for a team that has so many Pro Bowl and All-Pro players, 4-7 is just not enough. And I understand you're tired of hearing it. You're tired of talking about it. But the one thing I know that you're not tired of hearing is,
who has it better than us? Nobody!
You can't get enough of this saying all the time. Who's got it better than us? Who's got it better than us? Well, I'm going to tell you who has it better than us. The Super Bowl champion. They have it better than us year in and year out. So how can you be sick of Super Bowl or bust, but you are not tired of hearing who has it better than us? Because there are a lot of teams that have it better than us. The Super Bowl loser had it better than us. The team that made it to the conference championship had it better than us. So my whole thing is, let's not pick and choose what we want to get excited about and the things that we find detrimental, because there is a fine line in the NFL when it comes to success and then when it comes to failure. So to me personally, it is Super Bowl or bust. Yes, I love to have winning seasons. I love winning division championships. But the ultimate goal is for the team that I love, for the team that represents this city, to be champions. So yes, it is Super Bowl or bust. Because if you do not win the Super Bowl, your season essentially was a bust. Individually, you have players that have successful seasons, and that is wonderful for them and their careers and their legacies. But team-wise, organizationally, it is about winning that ultimate prize. And with the advent of training camp, there were a lot of players that talked to the media, and there were some that actually stood out to me. Others, okay, cool, I understand. You go up there, you give them what they want to hear. But to me, the one that stood out the most was Mark Andrews. He was talking about facing the Buffalo Bills again in week 1. We all know what happened the last time they played the Bills, but he said that week 1 is going to be a great story. To me, win or lose, the story is not going to be great. Mark Andrews can go out there in week 1, have 10 catches for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns. That does not erase the fact that we did not make it to a conference championship. There is no revenge from what happened in the playoffs, because in the playoffs, it's win or go home. Win or lose week 1, you get to play on. You can lose week 1 and win the rest of the games of the season and still be able to advance in the playoffs. Last season is done. It's over. So he can go in the game, and no matter what he does, it will not compensate for what happened in that prior game. We all know that Mark Andrews has some amazing regular seasons. So we expect him to go out there in week 1 and ball out. We expect him to go out there in week 17, ball out. This is not the redemption story that I'm looking for. I'm waiting for the story of, when the Ravens make the playoffs, is Mark Andrews finally going to show up? It's not about one game. It is about an entire career of letdowns. So to me, a great story would be Mark Andrews catching the game-winning touchdown to send the Ravens to the Super Bowl. Now, that is a great story. Having a good game in the regular season week 1 is just nonsense. But whatever that man has to do to hype himself up, to get himself prepared for the season, to psychologically pump himself up so that certain things don't linger, I'm all for it. But let's not make more of week 1 than what it is. It's not a revenge game, because you cannot get revenge from being ousted in the playoffs unless you play that same team in the playoffs and kick them out. There will be no more victories won in week 1. It is just going to be a culmination of what Mark Andrews does throughout the season. And last but not least, the Baltimore Ravens talked to Lamar Jackson. And listen, there is something different about Lamar Jackson. There was a different energy. I don't know if it's just me, but Lamar even sounds different.
I'm a year older. Yeah. That's it? A year wiser. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
He sounds amped up. He sounds more excited. To me, he sounds more of a leader. Like, you can just tell by the tone of his voice and how he speaks that he's more comfortable in the position that he's in. And that is danger to the rest of the NFL. Lamar told them, I'm just 28. I am just getting started.
Is there another level for you still?
Yeah. I'm only 28. I'm really just getting started for real. Yeah.
And the one thing that I love about Lamar is he is focused on the here and now. He's not focused on the future. He's not worried about what ifs, how comes, and who could be's. He's talking about the here and now, taking it step by step, getting through training camp, getting through the preseason, starting off the season and building on the team chemistry to make this team even better to reach the ultimate goal. He is present in what's going on now. Unlike some quarterbacks who want to talk about winning the division, getting to the playoffs and all that, Lamar is not focused on that. He will tell you himself, we can't talk about playoffs because we have to get there first. Knowing damn well that the Ravens 9 times out of 10 are going to make the playoffs this season, but he's singularly focused on what he has to do to prepare and get better for the regular season. He's not worried about the playoff losses. He's not worried about the narrative being spun about him. He's worried about progressing as a passer, progressing as a player, progressing as a leader, and doing what he needs to do to help this team get over that hurdle. But it starts with the first step. He doesn't go into a full sprint. And to me, Lamar is just showing a maturation, growth in leadership that's going to benefit this team well into the future. So there was a lot going on in the first 2 days of the Baltimore Ravens training camp. We are just getting started. I am through the roof when it comes to Ant. Like, just talking about it just builds up this energy inside of me because I see what the Ravens can become. I see what they can do for the rest of this season. We have the pieces here. We just need to put things together and be us. We need everybody to follow Lamar's lead, take that next step, put in that extra work. And if we do all of these things, who knows? At the end of the season, the Baltimore Ravens could be holding up that Lombardi trophy for the 3rd time. Then the football world, programming, the naysayers, what are they going to say? We can put everything to bed with the collection of talent that we have just doing what they need to do, just doing what we know they can do. And that is the expectation of this team almost each and every year. For me personally, that is the expectation for this team the way that I see it. When I see that this roster has the ability to win, has the ability to go all the way, I'm going to say it. So in my eyes, honestly, when you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably, not arguably, Hall of Fame running back, wide receivers that are up and coming, 2 dominant tight ends, and a defense that could be the best in the NFL, what else would you expect other than Super Bowl or bust?